What's up, guys? I'm JJ.
I'm Angel.
And this is PM Football. Said it from the beginning of this season that this is just a different Bills team than what Bills fans, what the NFL is used to. Josh Allen's a completely different player. He has remodeled his game and has become the best version of Josh Allen. Our team has gotten worse, but somehow we're better. How is that possible?
You think you guys are just more of a complete team, especially with not having Stephon there anymore?
We have added by subtraction. We've gotten rid of two receivers that were our leading receivers in Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. And now we've got guys like Khalil Shakir, Mac Hollins, and Curtis Samuel's been playing good for us.
My boy Curtis.
My point being is this team is just different, and we are playing with a level of confidence that I've never seen this team play with before. And that is why I'm super excited for this game. So before we get into this game, or before we make predictions onto this game, we're going to give you reasons as to why each team could win this game.
Yeah, and what they need to do in order to advance to the Super Bowl. So I'll start with the Chiefs. My main points and things that the Chiefs need to do to advance to the Super Bowl and continue their quest to the three-peat. Number one, I think the most important one, honestly, is you have to contain Josh Allen, the runner. Josh Allen is very skillful and useful with his legs. You have to find a way to just contain him. And I'm not saying completely shut down his running ability, but you have to make sure he's not getting 50-plus yards in the game. Like, he just can't be running all over your defense. You contain Josh Allen as a runner, I'm liking your chances. Number two, if you're containing Josh Allen as a runner, might as well contain James Cook. He has been playing great this postseason. If you control the trenches and control the run game, I'm really liking the Chiefs' odds in going to the Super Bowl if you could stop James Cook as a runner. Number three, offensively, get your receivers open. You could correct me if I'm wrong. Bills are a little banged up in the defensive back room right now.
Teron Johnson came out of the game for a little while. Came back very next drive.
Rapp is out, right?
Rapp, I'm not too sure yet. I think he came out of the game with a shoulder injury, so I think this is going to be let's see where we are at the end of the week.
Got you.
And, even Christian Benford got banged up at the end of the game on the onside kick. He got a blow to the head on the onside kick. So, we do have question marks at three positions in the secondary right now. But to an extent, I'm not too worried because they're not any significant injury as to my understanding.
They're a little shaky in the DB room right now when it comes to injuries. Use that to your advantage. Get your guys open. Utilize Travis Kelce. Utilize X. Get your guys open. Challenge them vertically. And I'm liking your chances if you're the Chiefs.
There are three things that need to happen in this game for the Chiefs to win. And first and foremost, the most important, is that the refs need to be at the game. If the refs are at the game, they have a really good shot at winning the game. I'm just kidding with this. That was so bad last week. I just wanted to say that.
I agree with you, and I'm happy you brought that up. That was, and we tweeted about it. Follow us on Twitter at PM Football Podcast. That was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. That's a joke of officiating. There needs to be some sort of punishment because that's not okay at all.
That ref is the Chiefs are 7-0 when that ref has reffed a Chiefs game this ever, I think. Whenever he's reffed a Chiefs game.
Yeah.
7-0.
Yeah.
And then we can't take away how good the Chiefs are. Like,
yeah, we're not, but
we're not saying that the refs are the only reason
we're
the
not,
Chiefs
but
win
that's
games,
not okay.
But 7 wins in 7 games.
I'm not even talking about that. Just giving the Chiefs everything at crucial moments.
That was the turning point of
horrible.
That was the turning point of that game.
That was awful.
What was it? 3rd and 15?
Something like that. Like, it's football. You're gonna get hit. If you don't want to get hit, slide down or go out of bounds.
All right.
Like, it's as simple as that.
Yeah. No, yeah. All right. So let me get into the real talk of why the Chiefs can win this game and what they need to do to win this game.
Yeah.
First and foremost, as good as Travis Kelce is, you can't bank on him being your only weapon in the receiving area. That's what they do in the playoffs. When they had Tyreek Hill, it was a different question because you can utilize him a lot more in the receiving game. Mm-hmm. You have an old D-Hop. You have Marquise Brown, who is he's playing like 50% of the snaps and is dropping passes. Like, you need to utilize, and like you said, you need to utilize your receivers in this game. It can't be we're banking on Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes to just do something crazy. Mm-hmm. There needs to be more to that offense, and there needs to be plays drawn up for the receivers, not Travis Kelce.
You got to challenge them vertically.
And they have threats to do it. Mm-hmm. Marquise Brown, fast guy. Xavier Worthy, very, very fast guy.
The fastest.
So, like, and D-Hop, he can still run routes, and he is the strongest.
He's not a bum.
He has, if not the strongest, one of the strongest pair of hands in the league.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you need to utilize the receivers in the passing game instead of it just being Travis Kelce. Yeah. Secondly, you need to blitz Josh Allen. When you create pressure on Josh, he gets frantic and wants to make a big-time play because he'll see man coverage. And when you have Trent McDuffie on a Khalil Shakir and it's a post route and he thinks he can make that throw, that's where you can get risky and you can jump and try to catch a pick and just create an extra possession. Like, if you create pressure on Josh Allen, you are more likely to have him make a mistake. If you are allowing him to sit back in the pocket and just pick you apart, which is what he's done the entire season, you're in for a long day because he will do it. And he has shown that he will do it now. He is not going to take a chance downfield 50 yards when he has a dump off to James Cook. He does that now. Like, that is the evolution of Josh Allen to a T. He just isn't turning the ball over. So if you can force a couple turnovers by blitzing, I think that is a very key thing that the Chiefs need to do defensively. And last but not least, you just need to let Pat play football. Like, you need to just let Pat be Pat. As much as I can sit here and say the Bills are going to win this game, it is almost impossible to bet against this guy. He is the best quarterback, not even just quarterback, best player I've ever watched play football. He just gets it. He can make every single throw, and he makes the right decision 99% of the time. When you have a quarterback that is that good, you just let him do whatever he wants. If he wants a certain play call, you let him call that play. If he sees something different from a play that you've called, let him switch it. He knows what he's doing. He's been to the Super Bowl, 3 of the last 4 years?
Something crazy like that, yeah.
Like, you got to let Pat Mahomes just play. And it's a different way of putting it. When you say let Josh Allen play hero ball, it's a completely different definition of Patrick Mahomes when you say that. Because unlike Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes very rarely turns the ball over when he gets into that mode. Josh Allen has a tendency to turn the ball over when he gets into that mode. If you let Pat Mahomes be Pat Mahomes, you have a very, very good chance of winning that game. Now, this brings me to the Bills. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take over and start with us.
Go ahead.
The Bills win this game if you, just like I mentioned with the Chiefs reasoning for, or the Chiefs, what the Chiefs need to do to win this game. That took me a second to get there, but I got there.
Yep.
I got there.
Got to the finish line.
The first thing the Bills need to do to beat the Chiefs is create pressure on Pat Mahomes. It's the same thing, but flipped. If you can create pressure, and like as much as I was just talking about the Chiefs needing to get the receivers involved, If I'm the Bills, I'm playing them on an island. And it's hard to do that when they have that speed at the position. But you know the Chiefs are going to try to target Travis Kelce. That's their guy. That is their Superman. They will ride Travis Kelce until the wheels fall off. You double Travis Kelce, you send a blitz, and you leave the receivers on islands and make the receivers beat you. You can't let Travis Kelce beat you. He's done it too many times to us. Let the receivers beat us. I'm not too worried of the run game, although it is a very sneaky good run game. I'm okay with playing nickel the entire game. Unlike last game where we were playing base 50% of the game, and that's unheard of for Buffalo. Buffalo has played nickel 97% of the year.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't know that. It's pretty crazy.
97% of their defensive plays are in nickel. I think the next closest
at
team,
that point, that is your base.
The next closest team was 70%.
Yeah.
They don't care who they're playing nickel. Last week was a different animal, like I mentioned already. We're back to the basics and back to what this defense truly is. Now, when you're in nickel, it's a lot different generating a pressure because sometimes you got to send a slot blitz because you don't have that extra linebacker on the field, and this brings up the situation where you have to drop a defensive end. That's where it gets scary. As much as you can pressure Pat, if you need to drop a defensive end sending a pressure, good luck having a defensive end on a receiver because Pat Mahomes is going to make him look stupid. He's going to put the throw in the spot it needs to be because the defensive lineman's not going to be able to play defense on a tight end or a slot receiver. But if you can get home with that blitz and get there before that play develops, completely different story, and that's what they need to do this week. Secondly, they need to get Dalton Kincaid and Amari Cooper involved into the passing game. As good as James Cook's been this year, as good as Josh Allen's been this year, those two are superstar names, and people forget Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, before this season, was, I would say, pretty easily a top 20 receiver by most people. No?
You can argue it, yeah.
We traded for him for a reason. We haven't seen him do it yet. I think they're saving him for this time. Amari Cooper, to me, is still a very, very good football player. And just because they're not using him, and I almost think to a certain degree that they're doing it for a reason, and they're saving him for this game. They don't want to show what we really got with him. He just isn't playing, which is the thing that's the craziest thing to me. We trade a 3rd or 4th round pick for this guy, and he's played maybe 20% of the snaps that he's been here for. That just doesn't make sense. I think they're saving him for the moment in this game where the lights are going to be the brightest and you have a superstar there to make that play. Instead of having to depend on a Mac Hollins. Like you got an Amari Cooper there now. Yeah. So let Amari Cooper and Dalton Kincaid make plays. Take shots at them. Throw them the ball. Like give them a chance. Let them be superstars. We can't keep just doing little and that's the Bills game now. It's like you just take what's there. This is not a game where you can take or not be aggressive. This is a game where you can't not be aggressive because if you aren't aggressive enough, you'll snap and Patrick Mahomes is going to score. Like he's a different player in the playoffs and it's a completely different animal. So you need to be aggressive. Josh Allen needs to take shots. And for me, it needs to be to Amari Cooper and Dalton Kincaid. You were there to be our superstars on offense for a reason. We really need you guys to shine this week. Those are my reasons for the Bills. Or those are my things that the Bills need to do to win this game.
Got you. My first one is similar to the first one you brought up. If the Bills want to win this game, you have to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Not only do you have to get pressure on him, I think a lot of the times when you send in blitzes, you need a QB spy. You have to make him uncomfortable, and that's a lot easier said than done. But you just have to get him off rhythm.
So can I just say something real quick
Yeah.
before you say? I think last week's game was the perfect opponent for the Bills to play before the Chiefs, because that is exactly what they had to do. They needed a quarterback spy the entire game, no matter what the situation was.
Yeah.
So now that you are going into a game, after playing a game of doing that all game long, you already have an upper hand because you just played an entire week with that same game plan. Now, the base thing is a little different. They're going to be a nickel a lot more this week, but I'll let you continue.
Yeah, no, I mean, you brought up a good point. Like I said, get pressure on him, make him uncomfortable. A lot of times when you send him blitzes, you got to have a QB spot because he can utilize his legs. Number 2, and I brought this up when I brought up reasons for the Chiefs to win, let James Cook cook.
Let James cook.
Yes. He's been performing well in the postseason. Let him free. You got a O-line, open up gaps, make space for him, just let him do him. Get him the yards when it's and goal situations, feed him the ball. Just let James Cook really get control of this game. Number 3, my final reason, I brought up the O-line. Number 2, as good as you have to be in the run game, you have to be equally, if not better, in the pass game. I think the Chiefs' line can be a little underrated. I think there's times people aren't giving the Chiefs' D-line the respect they deserve. Protect Josh. When you give Josh Allen time, magic happens. Give him time. If you give him time, good things will happen. A lot of what's going to happen for the Bills will be determined on that offensive line. So kind of back to my whole 3 points. O-line, give James Cook the space he needs to create plays. Give Josh Allen time to make plays. And defensively, get Patrick Mahomes uncomfortable, throwing some QB spies in there. And I think Buffalo could go to the Super Bowl if they do those things.
I'm gonna start with you.
Mm-hmm.
What is your prediction and score prediction for this game?
It's really tough. Kind of selfishly, I wanted Washington to get the later game on Sunday, but I understand why. This is a rematch.
This is our generation's Tom and Peyton.
This game means this game's different. I don't want to say it means more than the other one because the other one's a rivalry. This one means more in a different way. They both mean more differently. This one, I know those of you who get it. This game's really important, to say the least. This doesn't even have to be an AFC Championship game for this game to be important. This game means a lot. Ask any Buffalo Bills fan. This one's personal. Trust me, I know.
He's not wrong.
Who do I want to win? I want the Bills to win. I feel like all of America wants Buffalo to win other than Kansas City fans. I have the Chiefs winning. There's 2 reasons why I have the Chiefs winning. And one of them you're going to agree with. As much as you don't want to agree with me on one of the reasons, maybe both, but especially the last reason, you're going to agree with me even if you make excuses for it. Number 1, it's Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Say what you want. It's a different animal. It is what it is. It's like Brady in the playoffs. It's just, not to say they're not good in the regular season, but the reason they are who they are. When the lights shine the brightest, the stars come out. He's a superstar. He has been for years. Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is different. And number 2, you're going to agree with this. I might get hate for it, whatever. In all honesty, it's the Chiefs and the refs versus the Bills. It's been the Chiefs and the refs versus insert name here all season long. Nothing has changed all year. And I don't think, as sad as it may be, I don't think that's going to change this game. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to get the calls he wants called. I think there's going to be key situations where the Bills may get a stop. There's going to be a flag on the ground. As much as it sucks to say, there's been a pattern of that all year, and I don't think there's any reason for that to stop this game. For those 2 main reasons, unfortunately, I have the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
What's your score prediction?
Man. 35-33. Think it's going to be a really close one.
Did the Bills go for 2 and not get it like the Ravens did to us?
I honestly don't even... It's just one of those numbers that popped in my head and was like, I think there's a good chance this goes into overtime. I'm be honest. I think there's a really good chance this goes into overtime.
How poetic? How poetic would it be if this game were to go in overtime and we end up winning the game because of the new rule, that we are the reason that rule
that would be
is
extreme.
in place?
That would be the football gods looking down on Buffalo and saying, you are welcome.
And you were right. We needed this extra overtime. Or we needed to change the rules of overtime.
Yeah.
Before I get into my game prediction, I need to get something off of my chest. I have been wrong all season about who the MVP is. I've changed my mind. The MVP is Mark Andrews.
I knew this wasn't going to go. And out of all the situations in my head, I was like, no matter what I'm thinking, it's not going to go the way I'm thinking.
Mark Andrews is this year's MVP.
Man.
He single-handedly
He sucks. I'm sorry.
won us that game. Dude
Man.
caught a dig route on, like, I don't even know what down it was, but, like, it was Mark Andrews, right? Like, I'm not going crazy here.
Which one are you talking about?
No, like, I'm just saying, like, Mark Andrews is, like, 6'5", like, 260, right?
He's
not a
supposed to
very
be.
shifty guy, no.
No.
Why in the world is he running sideways?
I don't know.
On a
Go
pass
down.
play?
Go down.
He tried to juke out a linebacker
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
with the ball up here.
When I tell you the gasp out of my mouth was deafening when the ball hit the ground, I was like, there is no way.
I yelled, ball, ball.
I was like, there is no way he just, in the most crucial moment of the game to that point, there's no way he just coughed it up. And he did.
And to the
he
point
did.
of, I'm going to try to juke this guy out instead of try to get upfield.
Yeah.
And then
You're a tight end, dude.
the
Go
best
down.
part of the entire game come down to a 2-point conversion.
I'm be honest with you. I'm be honest with you. I know I had the Ravens win. That's on me, coach. That's on me. This is how I thought the game was going to go. I thought they were going to make that 2-point conversion, and then Josh Allen was going to go down, and you guys were going to pick a field goal.
So let me start off with someone asked me like how nervous I was during that portion of the game. I honestly wasn't nervous at all.
Interesting.
Because of what you just said. If the Ravens convert that 2-point conversion, there's a minute and 30 on the clock.
When they scored, the first word that came out of my mouth was they left way too much time. That was way too much. Didn't you guys have like 2 timeouts as well?
We had 3 timeouts
Way too
with
much
a
time.
minute 30 left in the game.
Yeah, as soon as they scored, I was like, he's going down.
I did not care if he got that 2-point conversion or not. Yeah. I know we would have at least got a field goal out
absolutely.
of that drive.
That's why when he scored, I was like,
now, to the other point, if it came down to a field goal, I would be way more nervous because I do not trust Tyler Bass.
I get that, but I think it would have been a reasonable field goal. Like I think at the furthest
that's why I'm
40
saying
yards.
If it was at least a field goal. Like, I think, I'll be honest with you, I think they were scoring a touchdown. Josh Allen was finding a way to get in the end zone. He is not ending that game without a touchdown.
Absolutely.
I just think he would have been in that type of a mode. Like, we've seen him do that so many times in the playoffs. The Chiefs game, don't want to rub salt in the wound, but the last time, the most important Chiefs game they've ever done, he did it. He left 13 seconds on the clock. We were 13 seconds away from going to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then you didn't.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, I think Josh Allen could have easily done it on that drive. All right. Let me get to my pick. This team has been doubted all off-season, all season. This isn't our division. This is the Dolphins and the Jets division. We're going to come in third place in this division. We're going to have a losing record. We don't have anybody on offense. Our defense is taking a step back. We have all old players on our defense. All of that does not matter. because we have the best player in the league on our team. Josh Allen is the MVP of the NFL for a reason. And he has never been as good as an NFL player in his entire career, but this season he has. This is a different Bills team. I'm going to reiterate it again. We are finally getting over the hump. And I'm not going to say and sit here, it's going to be easy. But this team is just different. We are going to find a way to get it done when it matters the most. And the Bills are going to be going to the Super Bowl for the first time in my life. We are going to win this game 34-28.
All right.
I truly think, and I've said it all season long, this team is different. And I can't go away from it now.
There's no point in now. You guys are 60 minutes away from a Super Bowl.
We have the MVP on our team.
I agree with you there. Yep.
There's no reason we don't win this game. We've done it already. And again, it's a regular season game. We've done it the past 4 years. I know all you Chiefs fans are going to say that. I understand we've beaten you 4 years in a row in the regular season, but it doesn't matter because we haven't beaten you in the playoffs. I understand that. But we've never beaten you that bad in the regular season.
You could argue you can only beat a team so many times before they finally get their luck back.
Well, and it's not even to that point, but we've never beaten you that bad in the regular season. We beat you guys by 10 points. And we dominated that game. And I plan on that happening again on Sunday.
In Arrowhead.
In Arrowhead. We are going to shut
that would be poetic.
That stadium up. There are so many ghosts at that stadium for the Bills. We're going to slay those demons on Sunday. It's Buffalo's time. We are going to the Super Bowl, and I'm already going to give my early prediction. The Bills, I said it last week, the winner of the Ravens and the Bills game is going to win the Super Bowl. And I'm sticking by that. The Bills are going to win the Super Bowl this year. That's what I got.
Awesome. I like it. I like it. So, reiterate one last time. I have the Chiefs beating the Bills to go to the Super Bowl 35-33.
And I have the Bills winning the AFC Championship game 34-28 and walking to the Super Bowl as the AFC champions for the first time in my life.
I like it. I like it. Anything you want to say before we finish this off?
As confident as I am, I'm also very nervous. I can't, like, you can't say.
It just means you're alive.
The Chiefs fans are nervous. As much as they've beaten us the past years, they're nervous. You can't tell me, you can't sit here and tell me with a straight face if you're a Chiefs fan, you're not nervous.
I will say, I think out of all the years for Buffalo to beat the Chiefs in a playoff game, I think this is the biggest chance they have.
When do you think the last time the Chiefs, as a home team in the AFC Championship game, is favored by 1.5 points?
I couldn't even tell you.
1.5. They're giving the Chiefs 1.5 points.
I would not be surprised. I honestly think this game's going into overtime. I'm being honest with you.
I really hope for my heart it doesn't. I really hope for my heart it does not go to overtime. I hope we can get it done in regulation, and because I gotta work Monday morning more than likely. So let's just hope that this game is over by 10 o'clock because I gotta go to bed. But I will be up regardless because if we win this game, I will cry. I already know I'll cry.
It will be.
I'll
be honest. If Washington, I know we already made a Washington video, but I'll be honest. If Washington makes it, there's a good chance.
Let me just say something.
Go ahead.
This is a little different.
In what way? Sure.
We've been in this
I was
moment
saying in a way, sure.
so many times.
Yeah.
And we've never been able to get it done.
Yeah.
You're new to this. Welcome to the club. It's just starting for you.
I feel you, yeah.
This is where we finish our story. This is Buffalo's year. we're winning the Super Bowl this year.
You gotta
I've never been this confident
You have
or
said
scared
it all year.
at the same time.
You have said all year this year was the year. All right, respect it. I should also bring up, we've come up with a little bit of an idea. Both our teams have a chance of going to the Super Bowl. Both our teams are 60 minutes away from a Super Bowl. We are thinking possibly doing a live stream. If you guys are interested in seeing us do a live stream, we would like to see either 100 likes on any of our YouTube videos up until the Super Bowl, or 250 on TikTok, 250 likes on TikTok, any of the videos that we put out going into the Super Bowl. If you guys could get that done, we will live stream the Super Bowl if both our teams make it.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Mm-hmm. Let's say the Commanders win, Bills lose.
Okay, or vice versa.
Yeah. We don't live stream? Because I think
if we
get those numbers and one of our teams are in the Super Bowl, we do it.
I'm not against that.
Because let's just say for some reason you guys don't win and or same backwards, we don't win.
Yeah.
I think I'll have a very much more enjoyable time watching the game when my team is not in the game.
That's the other thing. But yes, either way, if you want to see us live stream, if one of our teams goes to the Super Bowl or both, make sure you like the video. 100 likes for YouTube, 250 for TikTok, and we'll get it done. But I was just going to say, I've always envisioned what it would be like to make it this far. This is the first time I got to experience it. Not to say it's not fun, because it is. I'm having the time of my life. I didn't realize how stressful it would be. It is
now
some of the most terrifying moments of my life.
And now you understand. I really don't want this to happen for you, but when your team makes it this far and they lose eventually,
I say it's a little different this year with us, because
well, I'm saying just wait for people to say oh well, they weren't even that good in the first place. How did they shouldn't have even been in this spot.
I mean, people are saying that about my team now.
I know, but wait until because you can defend it now because they're still alive.
Fair point.
When they lose, it hurts way more.
Oh, I bet.
Because when you see those, you just get angry. You're like, well, my team made it way farther than the team that this dude's that's a fan of making fun of me for.
Yeah.
It hurts.
I feel you.
You have no idea the pain that I went through for that 13 seconds.
I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine, because it's not going to happen for my team.
Oh, you better knock on wood somewhere.
And Jaden, we trust.
Anyways.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share the video. Follow us on Twitter at PM Football Podcast. Follow us on TikTok as well. Thank you for coming back at PM Football Podcast. Let's get the word out there.
Yep.
See you guys next week.
See ya.